Hi everyone, we are Team SAS. I'm Abhinav.
Hi, I'm Shrikari.
I'm Shreya. I'm Sujana.
And we are here to present you our product, WorkSave. So, in today's fast-paced world, financial insecurity is a pervasive issue affecting millions of individuals and businesses alike. Well, you're not alone. The struggle to make ends meet is a daily reality for a significant portion of the population, with a staggering 76% of the people living paycheck to paycheck. Financial stress isn't just a personal issue. It seeps into the workplace. Even a small, unexpected $400 expense can push them into a debt. But the problem isn't just a lack of money. 40% of people don't even have the real-time visibility into their finances. They feel lost when it comes to budgeting and financial planning. Employees lose focus, absenteeism rises, and healthcare costs related to stress soar. So the real question is, how do employees actually end up thinking about financial stress? What are the actual reasons that cause an impact on the employee, the workplace, and the business? Well, many factors such as lack of real-time financial visibility, retirement insecurity, and poor financial habits significantly impact the employee, the work, and the work environment. These stressors create a tense atmosphere affecting employee well-being and productivity. Consequently, businesses may experience subtle yet notable losses due to decreased efficiency and engagement. Now, to understand how to capitalize this, let us try to understand the market first. We've identified medium-sized businesses as our target customers. Before diving into why we chose this segment, I want to quickly highlight some key characteristics of these businesses. Typically, medium-sized businesses, those with revenue between 10 to 200 million USD dollars, and around 1,000 employers who are receiver of the financial wellness assistance would be our target. These businesses, particularly in urban areas and sectors like tech, retail, and services, face the stressors we highlighted previously. Why we chose this specific market? Smaller firms often don't prioritize expansive benefits due to lower scale salaries, while larger firms leverage economies of scale, offering comprehensive in-house wellness resources. Medium-sized companies on the other hand are caught in the middle. Their employees expect strong benefits, but these companies often lack the resources and tools to effectively offer or evaluate wellness programs. We see an opportunity to bridge the gap in the market by helping employers understand the best fit for financial wellness policies and benefits for their employees. We understand the need of an ecosystem where employers and employees collaborate on impactful financial decisions, leveraging the strength that all stakeholders bring to the table. Now I'll pass it to Shrikari to help you understand different personas of this market.
Thanks, Abhinav, for the introduction. I'll take it over from here. We have interviewed over 10 people and we learned something interesting. It does not matter how much somebody is earning, what phase of life they are in, or if they have just started. It really does not matter because financial management is a universal problem. Now, let me introduce you to 3 people that we have interviewed during our research, and you'll understand why we're building this solution. Meet Victor. He's 28, he's a data analyst, he works in Richmond. Well, everything sounds right, great, but this is a problem because he's constantly juggling with his student debt and he's trying to figure a balance between how to manage his rent and also save a major chunk of money for his future. Then we have Sabrina. She's 36, she's a cashier, and she works in a busy household. She struggles with expenses such as rent, groceries, and unexpected bills. She's perpetually anxious because she always worries about running out of money even before her payday. And then we have Mike. He's 58, he's nearing his retirement, and he has not saved enough money, and now he's worried because he does not have enough money for his retirement, and he has not saved enough, and there is no clear path on how to do it at this point. Well, regardless of their situation, we have noticed one thing in common. All of them have lacked financial management in terms of having a real-time visibility of it. Well, they need a way to see where their money is going. They need to receive helpful reminders to make better financial choices, and they need to be supported with tools that helps them make these decisions. And that exactly is what our solution is. And I'll pass it over to Sujana to walk you through.
Well, we have seen what our target market and our target customer looks like. But we wanted to be really sure that we're not reinventing the wheel. So we looked at what are the current solutions that are available right now. And what we found was that all these FinWell apps are only reactive and never proactive. They only let you know that you're doing something wrong after you've overspent that amount of money. We found out that they do not consider the fact that we're all different. We all have different priorities. Our financial wellness is going to look very different across this room as well, right? Another curveball that we found out is that there's often benefits that the employers are providing, which the employees are unaware of, and they are not able to leverage it. So there is underutilization of those benefits. And in fact, there are sometimes some benefits that are given by the employers which aren't really that helpful to employees. So there is a mismatch and a misalignment there as well. Overall, what we noticed is that there is a very large aspect of humanness which is missing from these applications. So we thought about how can we get that? How can we get the behavioral guidance in? So here is our solution. We present to you WorkSave. It is a platform that uses data-driven insights to inform your financial decisions for you. And we want to show you how a day in the life of a WorkSafe user would look like. So here is a small video for you. We're really sorry about the watermark. We're on student budget, so this is all we could afford. We're really apologetic about it, but if possible, please just ignore that. Of WorkSave would look like, there are 5 features that I really want to point out that are very key to what we're trying to achieve here. So number 1 is real-time financial management, which means that you don't have to wait for your monthly statements to figure out what is going wrong, right? You can have immediate insights into maybe you have a duplicate charge, which is like offsetting your budget. You can find all of this out using this tool. We have behavioral nudges, which is the key concept, which is the key that we want to draw. So we are using predictive modeling to analyze the spend that each user has and use it to nudge them into making better decisions. For example, you might have seen there's a nudge that says, or rather a nudget that says that, hey, weekend is coming up. You've been overspending every weekend this month, so maybe like cut it off this time and make a transfer to your reserve account so that you don't end up spending that money. So we want to nudge our users to make those healthy decisions for themselves. We have a customized wellness score, which can be tailored to how you and I want to design our financial wellness. And also, it keeps us engaged so that we keep on building that score up for ourselves. We have a compounding widget, which helps us visualize how compounding works, how saving today is going to secure and de-risk my future tomorrow. And lastly, we have the gamified micro-learning tool, which, let's be honest, nobody likes learning financial jargon, so it just makes it a little easier and a little less painful. All in all, how we're different is that we're adaptive, we're holistic, and we're comprehensive. We are proactive and data-driven, and we do not lose sight of the fact that our end customers are human beings at the end of the day. Lastly, I want to drive one important fact home, that this tool is for both users and businesses. We want our users to benefit from the behavioral nudges, and we also want our businesses or or the customers of PNCs to utilize those insights and figure out what will work better. How can they make sure that they're giving out the right sort of financial benefits to their employees to ensure their financial wellness? Maybe your company is giving out extra healthcare packages, but that's really not what the employees are wanting. Maybe what they instead want are better premiums on insurances. So to figure all of that out, to build that connection between the employee and the employer, we have these insights which can be used and driven. To show us how it's all going to be feasible, handing over to Shreya.
So we've seen how WorkSave is different. We've seen how it'll work. Now let's tell you our robust 6-month plan to actually take WorkSave to market. We've divided it into 4 key phases. The first one would be our infrastructure setup. Next, we'd work on our core feature development. Then we'd work on beta testing, and finally roll it out to our clients. For all of this, we're going to come together with a robust team of 12 to 14 people, including developers, designers, quality assurance testers, project analysts, business analysts, and marketing specialists as well. Over the 6 months, in the first month, we're going to focus completely on our product features and setting up our infrastructure. In month 2 and month 3, we're going to focus on building and unit testing our product, ensuring that we actually have a solid foundation. In month 4, we'll continue our development, but we'll also start testing with a smaller user group so that in month 5, we're actually ready to deploy a beta version and we can start gathering and incorporating that feedback into WorkSave itself. Hopefully in month 6, we'll be ready to actually onboard our clients and roll this product out completely. But with this great power comes great responsibility, and we know that we're going to face potential challenges. Data privacy, security, and compliance is paramount, absolutely, in the financial sector. And in WorkSave, we're going to try to tackle that through encryption, making sure that our tool is auditable and is also SOC 2 compliant. Integration complexity is something we will face when we roll this product out to our clients. And so making sure that API protocols and microservices architectures are in place so that we can have seamless integration. Integration is something that we aim to focus on. User adoption and engagement is something that would be taken care of through our intuitive UI, and eventually we plan on developing a dedicated support team. And as we continue to scale and grow, our cloud-native architecture will allow us to elastically grow with our usage. WorkSave is logically convincing. It's financially convincing too. We've done the math. Over our estimated cost to company would be around $850,000 US, and we've decided that we're going to break our pricing tiers into 3. It would depend on the size of the company itself. So a basic plan would be for companies with up to 50 employees, a pro plan for companies up to 250 employees, and an enterprise plan for companies with employees up to 1,000 employees. If we do the math and are able to target 100 businesses in the first year itself, we'll be able to generate a revenue of about 1.26 million, which means that our break even comes in 8 months. But that's not always realistic. So our conservative approach would be of maybe targeting 30 businesses in the first year, which would mean that we'd still break even in about 2.5 years. At the end of the day, we just want to talk about how this can help PNC drive market leadership and client success. We have a triple win situation here. Firstly, through WorkSave, PNC's market differentiation would stay on top, given that we're following a data-driven approach. Secondly, PNC's clients would definitely be happier because their employee retention is staying at par, their productivity is going up, and their employees are generally healthy. And this, in turn, would come to our third point, which would be that PNC could continue to retain its clients and acquire even more. The numbers do tell us a good story. If you work with WorkSave, your company is going to experience about a 20% reduction in turnover, which means that you're not going to lose out on your employees, which means you don't have to focus on hiring them again, training them again, and losing out on that switching cost. WorkSave would also help you have about 5 to 10% productivity gains. Your employees would want to stay there, and they would generally be happy. And given that their stress would actually be reduced, we would be saving about $500 to $1,000 per employee in healthcare costs. All in all, WorkSave is not just a fintech tool, but it's a strategic opportunity for PNC to actually strengthen its B2B relationships while generating a new revenue stream. Thank you.
Well,
5 minutes for questioning. some of the features that you mentioned through what appears to be a desktop, is it also mobile capable as well?
We would start off, at least if we're taking the conservative timeline of 6 months, we would start off perhaps with building a desktop tool, and then eventually if it turns out to be a hit and the company is willing to take on it, then we would continue building it as a mobile app too.
Which is why we want to keep it very API driven so that we can utilize those same APIs without having to go again and build the same thing again and again. So
Okay.
that's how we're thinking about it.
So just some of the features that I saw, like I think there's a lot of maybe synergies to just bank products in general, where there's a lot of those options already available. So my question would be, what would make an employer want to have the expense to have this on their platform if some of these options are already readily available? Like, what makes your product different?
I think it's about including the behavioral aspect to it. Like when you're, yes, there are a lot of apps which will tell you that you're overspending. You should not do that. But as we have seen, those are usually very statistical based. So they're going to tell you you're overspending after you've overspent. And they're not really going to take care of the fact that, oh, you have been having a pattern that follows overspending. And hence, I think it's a good time to throw in a nudge or a, behavioral sort of a push to make a slightly better financial decision. So we're very actively involved in the customer's life, which we feel is very much missing because a lot of the applications right now, they want to like make more safe and more risk-free suggestions to their customers. But here, because we are nudging them, we have the liberty of going a little beyond safe and saying like, hey, do you think that maybe it's a good idea to like save your $90 today? So stuff like that.
And also to add on to that, all tools that are available in the market, they're not based by a company, and no company is offering them to their customers or other businesses, right? So all of these tools, they are paid for. Why would I spend more money to like save money? So if I'm using WorkSafe and if it's being provided by my company, I would definitely use it more.
And one last thing to add why companies would actually want to buy this is because when there was the video, we had these small nudges that were showing you how you can actually, choose a particular thing. That is customizable. So let's say one person feels that, maybe in their industry, people probably go out to party on the weekends more. So you would want that, your employees are getting the nudge for weekends. Whereas maybe in another company, that company is based in a city where there are high electricity costs. So you probably want to help your employees save more on electricity. So we could customize that widget for electric purposes. Just that customizable element, the fact that it's modular, would probably be one of our USPs, to be honest.
Thank you.
Can you go back to the slide about how much it costs the employer?
Sure. Would you like to see like the deep down financials?
No, that's fine.
Just this one?
So
Okay.
that's $500 per month per employee.
No, that would be like, it would be, let's say if your company has up to 50 employees, then it would just be an overarching $500 a month billed to you. So whether 10 employees are using it or 45, it's basically the same. It would depend on the range of what your revenue is and how many employees you have.
Okay. So I just can't help but think, so when you started out with your customer avatar, you were basically saying they didn't have enough money. And no amount of budgeting is going to help somebody have enough, right? Like even if you're aware, hey, I'm overspending on groceries, but like this is the cost of groceries and I have to eat. So I'm just curious, if I were an employee in that position, I kind of would just want my employer to give me that money, right? Because that was the premise you started off, is like you don't have enough, so therefore we're going to make your employee pay us to help you see that you don't have enough every month.
Sorry, could you, are you saying that the employee is paying? I just wanted to understand the question better.
I just don't, if I were an employee and I knew that my employer was spending money to help me see that I didn't have enough money a month, I would ask my employee, why can't you just give me that money?
I feel like at some point of time, since all of us have worked, we've definitely felt that. But it goes beyond the question of, what might be better for you in the long term. Perhaps as an individual, I'm not aware of what are the best financial decisions for me to make, or I am not really going back every weekend and taking an Excel of where I'm really spending. So trying to incorporate something in your lifestyle, so you're making those changes so that you don't need $500 for me as a company per month, rather you could probably save $1,000 or $1,200 in that manner is what we're trying to get at. Something that would benefit the person in the long term, just like how you advise someone on a career.
So maybe follow-up question to a couple of these around adoption. So one, can you use any bank account or do you have to use PNC? And then two, are there any concerns around privacy and like the willingness of employees to be sharing their spending data with their employer?
So first, to answer the second question first, and then I'll answer first. So we really want this to be a customer-centric thing. So there is going to be an active option for the customer to opt out of this, and they don't have to use it. We're not telling them that, hey, you have to. We're going to be tracking you. You have to have nudges. You have to have real-time finance monitoring. It's very customer, managed preference centric, where there will be a button to let them know that, oh yeah, we're going to be like tracking you a little bit and only getting the insights out of you without ever being too invasive.
Just one thing to add, in terms of also gathering, say, metrics from how our tool is being used, it would not be more so, oh, so Jana spent like $1,000 and Shreya spent like $200. It would more so be perhaps how many users are using a particular feature more? What are they using it more? How many times a day do they actually log in on? So the data that they would have would probably be local and not actually on the cloud itself. Going to the first question about would it just be PNC? Would you like to answer that?
I think all banks follow the same architecture, but we would want it to be PNC because we think that the way we've thought about it is that there's a virtual wallet that they have where you can like put it in your reserve or in your spend or your growth account. So we want that flexibility to be there. However, any other bank which follows the same architecture, we can totally scale it up.